Rise and shine, viewer! Is the sound of your alarm something you dread in the morning? Do you hit snooze 10 times before you muster the strength to crawl out of bed? Do you need your morning coffee before you even speak to anyone? Sounds like you're not a morning person, and that's okay. However, if you want mornings to be a bit sunnier, today's video is for you. We're going to show you some healthy tips that'll help you become a morning person overnight. Plan ahead. Before you head to bed, why not make your mornings a little easier? Try picking out what you're going to wear the next day and have it ready the next morning. It's hard to decide anything when you've just woken up. This is one less decision to make, and you'll look great. You can also pack a healthy lunch if you take one to work. This'll ensure that you have the fuel you need to have a great day. You might not have time to make yourself something healthy in the morning, and then your day might suffer if you end up skipping lunch or buying something unhealthy to eat. Another step you can do is to get your coffee all set up so that you can either hit a switch or symbol it when you're waking up. You can also pack your bag with things like keys, wallets, and other important items that are easy to forget when rushing out the door. Future will thank you for pre-planning the morning. Make sleep a priority. In order to have a good morning, you need to have a good night. We're aware sometimes that just isn't possible, like if you have a new baby or something goes bump in the night. Besides all those abnormal circumstances, whenever possible, try to get to bed at a decent hour. This takes a little willpower and forces you to make yourself a priority, which, in our opinion, isn't a bad thing. The average adult needs 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night in order to feel properly rested. Not only that, but getting proper shut-eye has been linked to health benefits like better memory, better metabolism function, better moods and concentration, and it can lower blood pressure and stress levels. Sure sounds like a win to us. The bottom line is you'll be way more motivated to get going in the morning if you give your body what it needs at night, a proper sleep. One way you can ensure getting a good night's sleep is what our next tip is all about. Go screen-free before bed. Most of us use our cell phone as an alarm, so that means at bedtime it probably sits at our nightstand. That's fine. Except the temptation of reaching over and checking social media before bed is always present. 90% of adults in the US admit to using their device before they go to sleep. The blue light emitted from these devices has the ability to mess up your circadian rhythm of your body's internal clock. This is what lets your body know when it's time to sleep and time to be awake. The blue light can trick your body into thinking it's not time for bed yet and repress the hormone melatonin, which is what causes you to feel sleepy. Over time, this can lead to chronic sleeping deficiencies. How do you fix this? Put down the device and pick up an old-fashioned book. Try reading before bed and you'll likely notice you're feeling sleepier much faster and the quality of sleep will be much better. Make your room a sleeping oasis. Another way you can get a good night's sleep is to make sure your bedroom is nice and inviting. Keep the temperature fairly cool or whatever makes you feel comfortable, and make sure it's nice and quiet. Have soft lighting and keep your room clean and smelling good. Try some lavender essential oil or place fresh lavender in your bedroom. Studies suggest that lavender is an excellent way to treat insomnia, and it helps you get a better night's sleep. It's also suggested that lavender works better the longer you use it in your home. We have another, more important step that'll help you get the best sleep ever, and that is, don't drink before bed. Ah yes, the good old nightcap. Well, it turns out that drinking right before you sleep isn't doing you any favors. Booze is another thing that can interrupt your circadian rhythm or your body clock, just like the blue light from your device. Drinking has been known to put people to sleep initially, but staying asleep is the issue. Alcohol triggers the production of adenosine, a sleep-inducing chemical in the brain. Once this floods your brain, you feel sleepy and you'll drift off quickly. But the alcohol will cause your brain to stop producing this chemical once you're asleep, causing you to wake up before you're rested. This means you can't ever get the important sleep stage known as REM sleep. This is considered the most restorative part of your sleep cycle, and it's what makes you feel rested. Without that, you're gonna feel groggy in the morning, and staying focused throughout the day will be very difficult. To learn more about getting a good night's sleep, check out our video called "This is what happens when you go to sleep." If that's not enough, check out 8 strange things that happen to you when you sleep. Now let's get back to our tips on how to become a morning person overnight. try not to hit the snooze button. This may be the hardest habit to break on the list. Everyone wants just 10 minutes more sleep, but it is a bad habit. Instead, try going to bed 15 minutes earlier and then waking up 15 minutes earlier. You don't have to get out of bed right away. Allow yourself to slowly wake up, but don't let yourself fall back to sleep. Gradually and calmly get yourself out of bed. Speaking of alarms, try getting up at the same time every morning. Eventually, your body will get used to it, and you'll start to wake up at that time automatically without the need for an alarm. We're not suggesting that you go without an alarm though. You don't want to accidentally sleep in. This is also a good tip for the weekends. While a good sleep once in a blue moon is fine, don't make it a habit. It can throw off your internal clock that's finally working in your favor. You don't want to mess that up. Do something for you first in the morning. A great way to motivate yourself to get out of bed without hitting snooze is to be excited about waking up. Do something that'll make you happy first thing in the morning. This can be meditation, working out, having a nice cup of coffee, writing in your journal, anything that brings you joy. One thing we would recommend is allowing some natural light to flood into your room when you wake up. Sunshine is a great way to get some vitamin D, and getting more vitamin D has been linked as a possible way to reduce the signs of depression. It's always a natural way to help your body wake up. Doing something for you first in the morning is great, but you should also plan for some fun things to do during the week too. This brings us to our next point. Plan something to look forward to. Remember when you were a kid and it was your birthday? You were probably so excited and couldn't wait to jump out of bed. Well, this is sort of the same idea. Every week you should try to plan something fun. It could be a new class you want to try, meeting up with friends, or treating yourself to a new restaurant. Having something to look forward to each and every week will help motivate you to get the most out of your week. Friday doesn't have to be the only thing to look forward to. Stick to a routine. Now that you have all these tips, stick to the plan, especially when it comes to sleep. You can train your internal clock to fall asleep and wake up at specific times, so once you have that down, you'll likely find it easier to get moving in the morning. Committing to a routine, also known as not sleeping in too much on the weekends, that allows you to work and play will make Monday mornings infinitely more pleasant. Establishing these good habits might even inspire you to incorporate more good habits into your lifestyle, like healthy eating and exercise. After all, if you feel better in the morning, the day will be yours to conquer. Are you a morning person already? What's your morning routine? Let us know in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you.
Enjoyed this video? Hit like, share, and subscribe to Bestie. Wait, what kind of Bestie would we be if we didn't tell you about our other awesome videos? Go ahead, choose the left or right video and enjoy.